Hello and welcome to KJ's Kitchen. I'm KJ. I am a 13-year master fitness trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, and most important to me, I'm a happy mom serving up healthy meals from my kitchen to yours every Wednesday at 12 o'clock here on Facebook. So today's recipe is not for dinner. It's not for a snack. It's actually for healing. So I chose to do this recipe as our kids are starting school again. That means germ season. A lot more sniffles and snot and congestion going on once we get that going. Once the kids go off and they capture all those germs, they bring it home. And that means parents also have to look out for their immune system, correct? So if any of you have kids going to school now, give me some thumbs up, maybe some hoo-hoo in the comment field, because I know even though sometimes it busts up our hearts to see them age every year and go to that next grade, it kind of is a nice way to get back into routine. So I think every parent really looks forward to this time of the year. But today's recipe is going to help you and your family. So you're going to want to save this, maybe even write it down and keep it nearby. It's going to help you at any times when your immunity is off balance, and especially when dealing with the respiratory system. Now, my husband currently is going through something's happening in his world, so I need to make this for him. So you get to witness it, get the recipe. I have been using this for at least 12 years. Every time something gets a little chaotic in our respiratory system, I got the recipe from an old client of mine when I was in New York City, and I have used it every single time. It's a beverage, it's a tea. It's a Chinese ancient remedy to help any respiratory imbalance or even infection. If you feel like your sinuses are getting infected, start drinking this constantly through the day. It will go away, I say within like 2 to 3 days. You're gonna be like, boom, what just happened? Some KJ's Kitchen just happened in here. Let's start off by getting your teapot ready. We don't have a teapot. We just use a good old pan. So you'll want to use 2 cups of water. Get that puppy on the stove. In your tea kettle or not, I'm going to put her on high because it needs to boil. When you're doing tea, you do want boiling water. And let's talk about what's going in. You know, a lot of these things you might be like, oh yeah, sure, they help with sickness. But the combination of all of them, when put together in this tea, are going to heal you rapidly. I've got ginger root. If you're not familiar, grab that in the store. It's amazing to use ginger, fresh ginger. So many health benefits behind this, just by the way. You're talking, aside from immune boosting, anti-inflammatory, helping with risk of heart disease. It really helps aid in digestion. And menstrual cramps, ladies. If you ever have any problems with menstrual cramps, you might want to start using some ginger in your tea. We're going to use garlic, again, a nature's antibiotic right here. And garlic is amazing. Again, anti-inflammatory, super immune booster. It kind of fights off a lot of bacteria. It's anti-fungus. So I know people can put these in their feet if they ever have athlete's foot or anything crazy going on with a fungus on their body. Use garlic. And lemon, loads of vitamin C, antioxidants, the beauty of the lemon. Choose organic when you can on all of these ingredients, just because the last thing we want to do when we are feeling our immune systems off is pour pesticides and toxins in, correct? So let's start off with that lemon. We're doing a half a lemon. Now I'm using a mason jar as my tea just because it's clear so I can show you what it looks like. You can use this in a regular tea mug, coffee mug, whatever you call it. I'm doing it in a mason jar just so you can get a visual. I'm gonna pop this in my dandy lemon press. Thank you, Maria Simone, for my lemon press. Popping it in here. You know, she was here while I did a KJ's Kitchen, and she had to squeeze a lot of lemons when I was here. So she went and got this as a nice little gift for me and said, never again will you be squeezing lemons. So we're gonna squeeze that lemon in here. These are easy. I don't know. This is a great investment. So get it in your kitchen if you don't have one. When you're done, you can see that it got all the juice out of that lemon that possible. Super squeezed out. Yeah, I see a little pulp in there. That's amazing to me. Next, let's go for the garlic. I can hear something wet on my burner. Can you hear that? Maybe it's my lemon juice. Well, just extra sounds. Extra soundtrack here in KJ's kitchen today. Little sizzle from the stove. I can see my water is getting nice and hot. Don't be afraid of getting a nice big fat clove of garlic. If your garlic didn't get so blessed with big cloves, you might want to do 2 small. Nice big fatty here, right? You see how fat that is? My trick of garlic, I think I've shown you before. I cut off each little end, the fat flat end and the pointy end. And then with my knife, I give her a little squash. Whoop. When you press out that garlic, a lot of the healing benefit of garlic starts to get moving. So it is good to give it a slight little squash. And just by crushing it with the side of my knife, all I did was press down on it. It peels it for you. How quick is that? You know, so you're gonna get the most garlic juice and love if you throw it through a garlic press. So I got myself a little garlic press here. If you don't have a garlic press, just get chopping. Chop it as finely as possible. We go there, and I'm popping the garlic in there. Beautiful. What I do with my garlic, I got 1 press out of it. I like to take it, give it a little stir around because there might be some more goodness and juices in there. Give her a little stir around and press it in the next direction. Boop! And get another nice dose. You see the second time after I stirred it up, I got another nice load of garlic there. So waste not, want not, right? Got my garlic going on. And I'm gonna run the ginger through this press too, just so I can squeeze out as much of the juice and get tiny, tiny pieces as possible. Because you're not just using it to steep, you're actually ingesting these pieces, the garlic and the ginger. So, ginger. Kind of hard to tell you to use a clove. There's no clove in ginger. So what I do is I think, first of all, I get some peeling. I got my little paring knife here. Peel off the rinds. Hang on, somebody's at my door. Hang on a second. Okay, gotta let somebody in, but I'm back. Hey! Okay, so when you peel off these rinds, we're going to have about a 2-inch chunk of ginger. All right. Okay, I hope that's our buddy Mike. I think it's the mail lady. She's probably, why on earth did the door open? Why did the magical door open and no one was there? It would be my mail lady. I thought it was my husband's business partner. Don't go opening doors when you don't know who it is. Check out my ginger. It's 2 inches. I'd say 2 inches. 2-inch piece of ginger. That's what you're going to be using. And ginger's thready. Can I say that? It's like thready. Is that a word? It's got hairs. Does that make sense? You see these little hairs? It runs in one direction. Cut against the grain when cutting your ginger, okay? That's going to help you get through that press a whole lot easier. Now here we go into the press again. You can see these pieces of ginger. Whoop, they start shooting out and the juices start pouring. That's exactly why I think the press is beneficial. But by all means, if you don't have a press, you might want to chop it as finely as possible, and then like once you get it in the jar, use like a muddler or something and like push into it to let those juices even start to pour out a little more. Here we go again, another press. This guy's a little big. Here we go. Got my ginger press action going on. Now you can see the time it takes to prep this, your water should be hot. Mine's almost boiling now, so good timing. Now, I have had people, when I give them this recipe, ask me, what about the pre-chopped garlic, pre-chopped ginger in a jar? Well, to each their own. I like to go fresh and actually try to get the most benefit out of all of that, the healing benefit of the garlic and ginger. If it's been in a jar for who knows how long and, you know, canned and preserved, does some of that nutrients, the healing nutrients, disappear? That's a good question. Now, if you can't see directly because maybe the camera's not close enough right now, the ginger, when you do it, gets more juiced than it does piecey. You will have pieces in there, but really a lot of juice comes out every time I squeeze it. And I do use my little knife and I cut the little pieces off. Couple more pieces here of ginger. My water just started to boil. I'm going to take it down a little lower so it can stay on boil. I want to add boiling water to this, not cooled down water. And last piece. Thanks for hanging out while I smash ginger. Use that comment field, guys. Let me know if you are already using ginger in your cooking, in your daily life. It is so beneficial and healing. I'd love to hear, how do you ginger? Do you do it as a tea? Do you cook with it a lot? Okay, 2 more ingredients. That would be organic honey. Organic, again, we try to avoid pesticides. This is a raw honey. Now, the reason we raw is that it has tons of minerals and enzymes and pollen included. So all those healing benefits get inside. If it's filtered and pasteurized honey, you're gonna lose a lot of that. So keep it real, keep it raw. You're gonna go with a tablespoon of honey. Yep. And if it's liquid, you'll see it's liquid, but a good old rounded tablespoon, because who doesn't love honey, right? And if you make this and you drink it and you say, oh, it's not sweet enough, add more honey. Not lemony enough, add more lemon. This is just the standard recipe here. Do you mind if I lick my honey finger? Ah! Good thing no one's in the kitchen with me, except you. All right, last but not least is our green tea. Organic green tea. You can choose any green tea you like. I like organic. Depending on your caffeine consumption, you would do 2 bags if you feel your body's not too sensitive to the caffeine. If you feel you have a sensitivity and you want to go with 1 bag, go with 1 bag. But again, I tell you, we've got 2 cups of water here boiling for us. So to make it nice and potent, I'm going 2 bags of tea. Here we go. Get my little tea bag. Got my tea bags in. They're not giving me a good string. Here they are. Woohoo! All right. And last but not least, we're going to top her off with the hot water. Now here's the deal. Give her a little stir. I'm going to get all that good stuff in there. Anything that's lingered at the top. Give her a good stir. Get that honey dissolving. Now, here's the catch. Yes, you need to steep tea for about, 5 minutes? That's the standard tea. You're letting this sit for 10 minutes. Number 1, it'll be very drinkable for you. You could chug it down as much as you need. Set that timer for 10 minutes. When you get to this, if the garlic turns blue, it's been known to happen, especially in my experience. Don't freak out, drink it. All this concocted together can heal. I mean, it is so healing. If you have a respiratory infection, if you're just feeling your sinuses and respiratory system are just off and funky, or you're at the start of something, beat it before it happens. Drink this before you get sick. If you are sick, you're gonna want to probably drink 3 of these in a day. 3 a day. If you have the stomach for it, because ginger and garlic both will get your body moving when it comes to the digestive system. If you have, look at all that floating around, right? Beautiful, delicious. Now here, you're thinking, well, that kind of sounds disgusting, drinking a ton of garlic, but with all that ginger, lemon, and honey, it doesn't taste like a garlic drink. It kind of tastes like a sweet soup. More sweet than soup, okay, if I could say that. Whether this sounds appetizing or not, I promise it is completely enjoyable. So use this, save this recipe, write it down. I will have a link in the comments below that this recipe, along with all future KJ Kitchen recipes and yesterday's and the time before, all of my recipes will start coming to your inbox. If you have already subscribed, don't click the link again. You will get this recipe in your inbox, if not tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever the scheduling happens. And you can use this recipe anytime you start to feel a little funk going on in your lungs. My husband's gonna drink this today. He's gonna start to feel better within hours. And please tag anyone you think this recipe could benefit. Please share this on your wall to save it for a better date, or even to just give me some awesome love. Please follow me if you're not already. I am KJ, live in KJ's Kitchen every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. A happy mom bringing healthy meals from my kitchen to yours. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a blessed Wellness Wednesday. We'll see you next time.